unless you wind me. I can't talk unless you wind me up, and I'll come walking to you. I can laugh or I can cry, anything you want I'll try. Wind me up and I'll do anything for you. I'm just hoping that someday you'll wind me up so I can say I do, so you can wind me up each minute of each day. Wind me up and I will walk, wind me up and I will talk, and I'll say the sweetest things to you.
Howdy folks, welcome to, what is this, episode 121 of Dollar Country. This is a themed episode and it's all Starday records. These are not just all Starday records, these are all Starday records from the beginning of the label in 1953 going to 1958, which, if you're a collector, is all the original label, the original yellow label with no lines on it. Kind of the classic label, I guess. After this, they changed to a label that had slightly different design. There's still plenty of good ones all throughout every era of Starday, but I find that this early stuff in particular has a certain sound that I just love. So let me tell you what I played there. Start off with Arlie Duff. Oh, also, I should say, everything is going to go in order. So I'm going to start at the earliest stuff. I have a few from 1953. I'll let you know all the years and all that kind of stuff. So, starting off was Arlie Duff with You All Come from 1953. That is Starday number 104. After that, we had Sonny Burns with Too Hot to Handle, which is an Eddie Nowak written song. A song Eddie Nowak also recorded and released in 1954 on a different label, actually, TNT. That one is Starday 118 from 1953. Then we go into 1954 with Eddie Nowak's Don't Trade, Starday number 159. You had Glenn Barber with Ice Cold Water from 1954 on Starday 166. Arlie Duff with 15 Cents a Sop, Starday number 176 from 1955. And one more from Eddie Nowak with Wind Me Up, number 201 on Starday. There's going to be a lot of George Jones, a lot of Eddie Nowak this show. Just happens to be those are two of my favorite artists, and they also recorded a lot of stuff on Starday, so kind of a good crossover there. If you're unfamiliar with Starday, Starday was a label that started in 1952. It was started by Pappy Daly and Jack Starnes in Beaumont, Texas. And shortly after that, after a few releases, Don Pierce came into the picture, and he's kind of the main character in Starday history outside of Pappy Daly. He was the runner of the 4-Star record label in California, which has a lot of great country on it as well. He joined up to Starday. Shortly after that, Jack Starnes left, and then a few years later, Don Pierce and Pappy Daly also split ways, so Don Pierce ended up being the person who was in it for the long haul. Starday is known for, among other things, releasing some of the first stuff by George Jones, Roger Miller, Dottie West, and Willie Nelson. The first Willie Nelson thing released was a Starday custom that is insanely rare. I only hope to be able to see one someday, much less own it. And all in all, they were one of the labels that stayed releasing country. Like, there's a lot of, like with Sun record labels, or with Sun, they released a lot of rockabilly and country and rock and roll. Or you have like bigger labels like Mercury and Decca who did release really good country, but they weren't country labels. Really, Starday was a country label. It did do a little bit of rockabilly, but for the most part, everything they did was a certain style of country, and they really stuck with it for a long time, making them one of the more reliable country record labels out there. Also, later on, they signed a lot of older artists like Moon Mullican and T. Texas Tyler, who at that time were a little past their prime, and a lot of the major labels didn't want to keep them on there, which you don't have to do, but is a sad sad part of the record industry is once somebody's lost their value, sometimes they get let go. It even happened to Johnny Cash before he signed to American later on. And also important to note is there's a possibility Starday would be a much better known label if it wasn't for Sun Records, who released some rock and roll, most notably Elvis, right around the time that George Jones's stuff was being released on Starday. And so the world kind of went rock and roll and rockabilly crazy there for a little bit, leaving labels like Starday, who were releasing straight hard country, kind of in the dust. They did have some hits. They did keep going. They did a lot of things right, in my opinion. They did released a lot of great stuff. They had their own studio that allowed them to cut costs. But yeah, they were a little late on the times, and when the public wants rock and roll and you're not releasing rock and roll, it's an uphill battle. So coming up next, I'm going to have, George Jones with Still Hurtin'. This is, of course, on Starday Records from 1955. This will be the last one from 1955, then we'll move on to 1956. So here goes.
I'll tell you the reason I sit here grieving. I want you to know one by one. I've been defeated by someone who cheated my heart out of all of its fun. Happy we could be if you had stayed with me, but you wouldn't see it my way. But I'm still a-hurtin', and I know for certain I'll even with you day by day. There's no use denying, you know you were lying. You wouldn't admit it was true. But soon you'll be paying for things you've been saying that's made me defeated by you. But happy we could be if you had stayed with me, but you wouldn't see it my way. I'm still a-hurtin', and I know for certain I'll even with you day by day.
Any longer. I'm tired of being you're used to be. No, 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 you can't lean on me. I've got stronger. All I ever got from you was just plain misery. While you were fooling around with somebody else, I found me a true love on my own. Now, baby, you can't lean on me any longer. Honey, you're leaning post is gone. were off flying around with somebody else. I went out and grabbed me a true love on my own. Now, baby, you can't lean on me any longer. I'm afraid your leaning post is gone.
Well, I've come here to tell you folks I'm ragged, but I'm right. I'm a tramp and a rounder. I stay out late at night. A porterhouse steak 3 times a day for my board. That's more than any loafer in this big town can afford. Well, a little electric fan to keep me cool while I sleep. A little baby boy to play around at his feet. I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, and I lead every life. 'Cause I tell you folks I'm a ragged, but I'm a right. Settled down and built a little love nest right here in my hometown. So now I've got a family, one that I'm proud of. I know that I'll be happy 'cause they're the ones I love. Well, a big electric fan to keep me cool while I sleep. A little baby boy to play around at his feet. I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, and I lead every life. I tell you folks I'm a ragged, but I'm a right.
Oh, I've traveled to the ends of the rainbow, and I've looked for that old pot of gold.